Here's Curry with the ball. It's a 6-point game with 1:10 left to go in the fourth, aka it's crunch time. Curry passes the ball and immediately looks for the pass back. A little while ago, any other Warrior would have done the sensible thing, which is to give Curry the ball back. But Klay Thompson is back, the other Splash brother, and he's trigger happy.
It's big shots. Thompson has him.
Klay Thompson has completely changed the Golden State Warriors. So, all throughout last season, when the Warriors were about as deep as a small puddle on the sidewalk, the answer to solving the Warriors was to load up on Steph. Even earlier this season, although Wiggins played well enough to become an all-star starter, and although Jordan Poole was emerging as a legit 6th man of the year type player, the best option to stopping the Warriors was still to load up on Steph. I mean, whether it was the 76ers, the Grizzlies, the Suns, or any other team, the defensive game plan was to stick their best defender onto Curry, then double team him. I mean, here, just take a look. Here's Curry being guarded by the 76ers' best defender, Matisse Thybulle, who made an all-defensive team last season. Thybulle chases Curry halfway around the court, then Curry eventually gets double teamed. And here's Curry again, this time from the play-in tournament against Memphis last season. He's being guarded by Dillon Brooks, the best on-ball defender for Memphis. Look at this. The Grizzlies aren't even looking at any other Warrior player. They're double-teaming Steph the moment he crosses the half-court line because they know he's the only one that could beat them. Then check this one out. Here's Curry with the ball against the Suns.
They get upset with him when he doesn't.
This time, instead of just double-teaming him, Curry gets triple-teamed. Anyway, the point of all this is, before Klay returned, the defensive scheme plan was pretty much as follows. 1. Put the best on-ball defender onto Steph. 2. Then double team him. 3. If step 2 doesn't work, triple team him. And for all intents and purposes, it worked, especially last season. But now, this is what's going to happen if you double team the chef. Here's Curry with the ball on the perimeter. Here's the double team. Then there's Klay, and of course, I gotta give a shout out to Loon here for setting the screen, and the rest is just splash.
Curry double teamed, find Thompson.
That old game plan clearly doesn't work as well as it used to. Here's another quick example. Steph has the ball up top. It's a 1-point ball game with 16.8 seconds left to go in the fourth. And just for a split second, Patty Mills sticks on and double teams Curry, which gave Steph all the time he needed to dish the ball to his fellow Splash brother.
Back to Thompson, Thompson three-pointer.
Man, Curry must be incredibly happy that he doesn't have to carry the scoring load anymore. Anyway, when Klay initially first came back, there was a bit of rust and lack of chemistry. I mean, not only was he rehabbing his injuries for 2 whole seasons, but he was also playing with a whole new cast practically. Steph Curry said it best when he said, "I think the first couple of games, maybe the first 2 or 3, you could tell how excited he was to be back. Understanding his minute restrictions, he had to go after every shot immediately because he knew he was coming out. He was probably counting possessions like, I've only got 12 possessions to work with here. How many shots can I get up in these 12 possessions?" And then you start to see him be a little more patient and let the game come to him and show off his court vision. And now that Klay's more than a month in since his return, he regained his rhythm on the floor, he's playing Warriors basketball again, and just like that, the pressure was taken off Steph because suddenly there was another person who could do exactly what he does on a consistent basis. I mean, whether it's coming off a screen and shooting a 3 without hesitation, or whether it's shooting a quick 3 in transition, or whether it's shooting incredibly difficult off-balance 3s. Klay could do it just as well as Steph. I mean, y'all saw that game against the Kings, right?
180 with a defender close by. Klay with a steal. Klay ran to the three-point line.
Sheesh, guys. Klay went 7 for 9 from distance that game, but more importantly, to get another star player who can hit big momentum-shifting shots has completely changed the Warriors. I mean, in chess terminologies, it'd be pretty much the same as getting another queen on the board, and 9 times out of 10, you know what that eventually leads to, right? That's right. Checkmate. Anyway, here's what Klay recently had to say about the hot streak the Warriors have been on. "It's a great sign. It gives me chills thinking about how good we can be at full strength. We got Belly at home, Wise is still rehabbing, and our all-star Draymond is not here. It's extremely exciting." Jeez. And Klay's absolutely right. Despite how well the Warriors have been all season, and even after Klay came back, just imagine what they'll be once they're at full strength. I mean, once Draymond Green and James Wiseman both make a full recovery, how much more dangerous can this team become? Did y'all know Draymond Green, before his injury, was in the lead for the 2022 Defensive Player of the Year? The Warriors have been playing pretty good defense without Dre in the lineup, but once he's back, the Warriors are really going to be able to clamp down on teams again, and it'll completely change how the Warriors look today. It's an absolute shame that the moment Klay came back was when Draymond got his injury. I mean, it couldn't have been scripted any worse than that. Anyway, moving on to Wiseman now. The 2020 second overall pick seems to be making really good progress as of late. Did y'all see the recent video of him doing some 3-on-3 contact drills? Sheesh, guys. This is going to be the final piece of the puzzle for the Warriors because practically every other position 1 through 4 has been filled. And then with Wiseman in the mix, they'll finally have the versatile big that can impact the game on both ends of the floor. Here's what Andre Iguodala said about James recently. He's grinding. He's on the court now. It's good to see. The more I get to see him, obviously, the more I'm finding flaws. That's the type of guy I am, finding a flaw and trying to fix it. Even yesterday, he and I were working out together and I saw a few flaws, and I'll be sure to start keying in on that. You get to this level and there's not as much emphasis on the small things because historically they assume you have it already instilled in your game coming from college, and you got 2 or 3 years of tutelage and you got the fundamentals. He's only played 3 or 4 college games. Just a few things he's got to clean up. Small things, easy fixes. I saw him on the court today and he did something, and he has that wow factor. Jeez, guys. I know that Kuminga has been filling in the Warriors highlight reels as of recently, but I seriously can't wait for Wiseman to get back, because if he really did take his training seriously with Dejan Milojevic, the Warriors are about to go from practically unbeatable to just unbeatable. I mean, as of today, their only serious weakness is defending against tall centers. Like, did y'all see that loss against the Jazz? Although the Warriors did lose, Steve Kerr really has to be thanking Utah for showing the Warriors what they need to do in order to truly become a championship-level team. I mean, better a loss in February than in May, right? Anyway, in the game, Hassan Whiteside completely swallowed up the Warriors.
Gets the catch with 2 feet in the Hassan. Final minute, Mitchell. Fancy footwork and contested 3, no. Whiteside fights for it and gets it.
Whiteside for this game had 9 points, 17 rebounds, and 7 blocks. That just can't happen, guys. It just can't happen. And I've really got a strong feeling that when Wiseman returns, it won't happen. Anyway, aside from this loss to the Jazz where the Warriors were without 2 of their big 3, the Warriors on a whole have been rolling through competition. I know y'all want to see exactly how, so I've got the video for you right here. In this video, I go over the Warriors' offensive system and explain just why it's been so unstoppable as of late. And let me tell you, it's insane and is a must-watch. Anyway, just click the video, guys, and like always, I'll be on the other side.